So someone once told me, like, so through, the way that they formulated it, they said, through faith in the guru, you receive blessings. Through blessings, you receive realizations, and those realize, like as you were saying, Kandala, and this sort of this allows you to deepen your faith. So it's sort of like the car that keeps going. In Buddhism, we talk a lot about not taking things on faith. We talk about, as the Buddha said, don't do the like test it for yourself. Don't ornament like yourself with it. There's a very interesting relationship, I think, that the Guru Yoga highlights when it comes to the relationship of how faith is cultivated or how faith is understood in relationship to the Buddhist path. I think especially in our time when in our Western world, and even just in our current times across the world, when there seems to be such a reluctance to connect to a guru, when less and less people are doing it, when there's more and more suspicion, when all of these things are coming right now, when people want to, like, they're like, no, 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 not to the human. Like, I met a guy on the weekend, and he said, I was talking to him, and I asked him, I was like, do you have a guru? Because he was talking about stuff. He's like, no, 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 no. I took DMT once and I was done, mate. I figured it all out, he said. And I was like, so he like DMT was his guru. He said that this is as close as we got. But in an day and age like this, Kandrila, how can Western, like, what is the best way for, not just, again, I don't think it's just a Western problem. I think I think it's starting to become a global issue of our times, but how do we bridge this gap, essentially? I know this is quite a big question, but
AI guru? AI guru become guru? Bridge the gap between.
between this automatic initial mode of distrust towards another human being, towards cultivating faith, and even especially faith within the context of Buddhism, which is a very particular kind of faith.
Yeah, in a way, we cannot be forced, right? Forced to generate a faith or something. Faith is, or sometimes I talk about the devotion means the shraddha. There's a purity of our mind. Mind has to be purified in a way in order to create a condition for faith to dawn. Or devotion you generate toward the teacher, for example, is almost like outcome, gradually generated. You know what I mean? Buddhism is not like standing on a soapbox and say, okay, trust the Guru, trust me. That's the last thing a Guru wants to do. Therefore, there is a practice. There's a practice, and through practice, one started to get the taste of purification of our mind, and more relaxing or more happiness or peace started to dawn in our heart. Then started to have a trust, in a sense, trust in your own capacity to be able to practice, put into practice what the guru or teacher asks you to do. Then you started to trust in that person as well.
Is there a component in it as well? In our culture, we tend like not to want to trust a person, like the person. We want bigger technology, or there must be something else. And it fits with what you said, Conjola. Is I think an answer I might give someone is, well, if you can learn to trust another person to hold this knowledge and this wisdom, to channel it, then you can do it. Then you yourself can do it. If you can't look in a human's face and see that there are people that have this, how will you ever manifest that yourself, right? In this life, in this body. I think there's an incredible liberation in looking in someone's face and being and seeing that potentiality and trusting potentiality, not blindly, but trusting it as a point to start. And I think if I hear someone ask me that question again, because I get it as well, I think answer will be something along that line in our human form, that the answers are, it can be here.
I talked somewhere in my book, or maybe I just chit-chatted about my son. There are three kind of devotions, three kind of faith in Tibetan Buddhism, or Tibetan teacher talks about. First one is inspirational faith or inspirational devotion. First, inspired, maybe you listen or something. In the case of my son, first he heard music, Metallica or something like that. Then his eyes spark, like a wow, inspiration. He really wanted to, like a shock, almost like a shocking devotion, initial devotion or faith, dawn, like a seed of the faith. So that's an important one. Then he wanted to play that music. Then he put, in our case, because we are inspired, so we put that faith or whatever initial trust into practice. Then we practice, and we practice guitar or whatever, try to be like, play like Metallica. And then finally, the last stage, so to speak, then he become one with, he become like that, become unified with the teacher. That sort of faith stages of development of faith or devotion. I'm sure you have something, little spark. Each of us has a spark that brought us here. Even our community, that's such a small unknown community like Dakini's Whisper, you found some kind of inspiration that you may have.